To me, the smaller knives just work better. Thanks for joining your Girl Cooking with Steph. This is that cook along. We are cutting up our vegetables. I have here my red bell pepper, my yellow bell pepper, my fresh garlic, my onion, I'm just gonna get these cut. I already have the oven preheated. Okay, that's about enough of that red. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of this yellow. Are y'all with me? As we get each ingredient chopped, we're going to just go ahead and add it to the bowl. Lenise, can you mute my TV, please? So we're adding now that red, orange, green pepper, green onion. We're building our meatloaf. Next, I'm going to go in with some onion. You know what I always say, to make use of your time. So while I'm chopping up my vegetables, let me go ahead on and get my potatoes on. I have here my potatoes, which I have soaked overnight. And I am just going to simply go ahead and get the potatoes on. Always make good use of your time while I'm chopping up these vegetables. These potatoes could be cooking. Okay. I'm going to wash them again. And then I am going to put them in the pot. The thinner you cut your potatoes, the quicker they will cook. Okay? So let's go ahead and get these potatoes on. Okay. We are going to salt these potatoes. we're going to go ahead and salt these potatoes with a little of kosher salt. That fire on. I'm going in with a little of chicken bouillon to those potatoes, in about as much as you have potatoes. Okay. These will be garlic mashed potatoes. So at this time I am going to go ahead and get my garlic finely chopped. Based on how many potatoes will be about how much fresh garlic you'll be using. In this instance, 1 whole clove will be more than enough. Okay. I am going to go ahead and put my water, filling that pot. Grab another towel. Okay, that's about more than enough water. I have my dishwater here. Clean as we go. Rinsing any extra spices out that may have came on there. Okay, so we have our potatoes on. We've added chicken bouillon. We've added a little coarse salt. And we are going to get these potatoes on the stove. Allowing those potatoes to come to a boil. And we will then put the top on it and let them cook. Okay? Back to working on the vegetables for the meatloaf while those potatoes are cooking. Follow along step by step. Okay? Last thing we're going in with is the onion. And I want just about as much onion as I have and bell pepper. You want all your vegetables to be equal in the amount. See, this is what I don't have time for. Okay, we have our onion sliced. Dry my surface. When you get ready to do your garlic, you always want to have a dry surface. When you get ready to release the oil from your garlic, I used to just take and slice my end off, and I take my knife, put it under there. That board is wet, that knife will slide, so that's why you want a dry surface. Okay, so we're just going to get this garlic mixed up really well. That's about enough. Gonna take that. We're gonna move that right on into the bowl with the meatloaf. We have the red bell pepper, we have the yellow bell pepper, we have the green onion, we have the white onion, and that fresh garlic. Okay? I'm gonna move this cutting board to the side. And I am going to mix these vegetables into my meatloaf. Cleaning as we're going. Okay, let's go ahead and get these vegetables mixed in really well. Let's go ahead and season this meatloaf. I'm going in with some fresh garlic powder, about 2 tablespoons. I am going in with some onion powder, about 2 tablespoons. I'm going in for some dried parsley, about that much. Going in with some paprika. About that much. Going in with the little Lorries, about a teaspoon. I am going in with the amount of the meat with 1 egg. I'll see if I need that second one for the consistency that I want as I mix it together. Okay, at this time, I'm just going to go ahead and mix everything in together. I'm going in with this, with my smasher, so that I can just simply combine everything together. I do have a meat mixer, so but I prefer the potato smasher better versus my hands because it's getting everything incorporated in together. At this time, I do see for the texture, I'm going in with my second egg. Okay. We're getting ready to get this baby whipped and dipped and ready to form into a loaf. I'm gonna go ahead and beat that up real good. Pan ready. I'm going in with some meatloaf flavor. About half. I'm going to blend that in. It's already ready to fold, so you know that that texture is what you need. See any strings? Just bring it out. And make sure that you get all your flavors from off that side of that bowl. Okay. Those potatoes haven't yet to come to a boil, so I haven't covered it. We are getting ready to make our meatloaf. It's straight from that bowl to this pan, and we are going to shape it. I want to add just a little sauce to this. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little tomato sauce to my mixture. About 2.5 teaspoons. Okay? About 2.5 teaspoons. I'm just going to fold that in. Some add breadcrumbs. To me, it's a drying agent when you add breadcrumbs to a meatloaf. So I like to use fresh sauces. Okay, we have that all folded in there together. And I need some pepper. So let's get some black pepper in there. About 2.5 teaspoons. I'm gonna fold this in. I know a sneeze is coming. So we're blending that in together. The consistency is what I want. Okay. This is the consistency. We're gonna take this meatball. We're gonna take it straight from that bowl to that pot. And we are going to form our loaf. I'm going to bring that to the middle. And you're just gonna simply shape your loaf. Bringing it in from the bottom with your hand so that it cooks evenly. You want it to be compound. Okay? Make it look how you want it to look. Okay. Main thing is you want to make sure that your ends are in. And I'll show you what I mean by that. You want it to be a loaf. A compound loaf. That's why we call it meatloaf, my darling. Just play with it and get it compound. Okay, let me wash my hands while that sits there and settles. I have that oven preheated. I am going to do a cleanup as we throw this meatloaf into the oven. Wash my hands very well. Wash my hands really well. I'm gonna come back real fast and give this meatloaf a quick pat. Just a quick pat to make sure that it's all compound and she's going into the oven. And I'm just gonna come back with my spoon to go ahead and shake her on up. That's my loaf. That's my loaf. It's ready for the oven. I'm going to grab her top, get her on in the oven. Oven's preheated on 350. Those potatoes are on and boiling. Not quite to a boil yet. That's why I haven't covered the top yet. Be back with you with the next step.